Hello, my name is Renate McNay and you are watching Conscious TV. And with me in the studio today is Pamela Wilson. Hello, Pamela.
Hello.
Pamela is here visiting from America, doing satsang and retreats, and is actually already tomorrow on her way to Paris doing the same thing. And we are very happy and lucky to have you here.
Thank you.
Pamela, I like to start with you telling us a little bit about your journey. What happened that you became interested in spiritual matters, and where were you at this point in your life? Yeah, tell us a little bit about that.
I think it's sort of the usual story of some degree of enjoyment in life with a larger degree of lack of enjoyment and unease and never feeling comfortable in my skin and longing for something simpler and easier and truer.
So, how old were you when you became aware that you're actually not happy, or
Fairly young.
Yes.
Fairly young, about 9 or 10.
Right. And did it have to do with the family situation, or
A little bit, but it was more an internal not feeling okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was reading in your chapter in this book. I think you don't have a book out yet. Are you planning one?
Yes.
Almost. Good. You were 15 when you woke up at night, and there was this Indian guy sitting in front of you, and
Yes.
you threw a pillow at him.
Yeah.
And
It was a little startling.
later you found out it was Raman Maharshi.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why do you think he appeared in your room?
Well, 2 nights before that, there was a sort of a crisis where I just got fed up and very frustrated. I felt so limited and I didn't know how to be, really. And I said inside, and also spoke it, if there's anyone out there who knows anything,
Yes.
come here. And it was sort of like an all-night vigil. I just
Right.
kept staring at this, this door that went out to a porch, and I kept staring at it and kept saying, if there is anyone out there who knows anything, come here. And then the next night, this Indian gentleman showed up. It was quite a surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I had my own little experience with Raman Maharshi, and that was many years ago in the beginning of my path. I did groups in Germany, and I was in Munich, and somebody gave me a book from Raman Maharshi, and I looked at it and I wasn't interested at all and put it away. In the next group meeting, somebody else gave me the same book with Raman Maharshi, and again I gave it away. And then a few weeks later, I was in an esoteric bookshop in Munich, and I was looking through the books, and all of a sudden, bang, this book fell on my head. Out of nowhere, I looked around, nobody was in the shop but me. I picked it up, and it was the same book.
The same book.
So then I got the message.
Yeah.
And I started reading it and had then a profound experience with it. But okay, what happened afterwards?
Just went back to ordinary life, you
Yes.
know. There wasn't any interpretation or meaning placed on the sort of visit
Yes.
by the sage. Just went back into, struggle, joy.
Right. So when did you find out it was actually a holy man who visited you?
It wasn't till 84 I was at a course.
Yes.
And the fellow said, I only recommend 2 books, talks
Yes.
by Ramana Maharshi and a book by Nisargadatta Maharaj. And the book by Ramana came down with his photo, and it landed in front of me, and I looked down and went, oh, that's the man that was in my room.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. So, and you said you had the same experience when you were 18.
Yes, he came back.
He came back.
But you see, it was like you had the first 2 books, right? So he came twice, and I was just the usual stubborn being. And but the 3rd time he came back as Robert Adams, you see.
Right.
So
Yes.
the 3rd time I listened.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Robert Adams is a spiritual teacher.
Yeah.
And you became his students, or what?
Well, yeah,
happened?
more just sitting there, just being with him. Yeah, there wasn't anything formal about it, really.
Yes.
But there was an instant relief upon entering the room where Robert was.
Yes.
First time there was a peace that hadn't been earned. No spiritual practice had brought the peace. Apparently, it just was.
Right.
Yeah, it was wonderful.
So, what you say is, in the moment you left the room, you were back to your old struggle?
It would take a while, but it was very enthusiastic, all that sense of me.
Yes.
Yeah, came back.
Right. And how did you proceed from there?
I just bumbled around.
Yes. What did you do at this time?
Well, I kept going back to satsang, because that's where peace apparently lived. I didn't know it was in me
Yes.
yet,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what did you work at this time, or how did you live your life?
I had a very outwardly wonderful life.
Yes.
I taught stress elimination courses and was very in love with enjoying and happiness when I could find it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you work with this release technique on yourself?
Yes.
And did it help you
It
release?
did. It soothed the conditioning, and it sort of made the sense of me lighter and more transparent.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But one really had to work it, because the me would just rise up like this.
Yes, of
Yeah.
course. It wants to live too, I guess.
That's right.
And when did actually the shift happen?
Well, I had a more notable shift. A lot of friends have, they kind of ease into it. But mine, because I was at that time in a lot of crisis and unhappiness, and everything had fallen apart. When I went to satsang that day with Neelam, it was just very notable. I went from hell to heaven in a moment.
Yes.
And then heaven stabilized.
Right.
And hell was missing.
Yes. So it was an instant, how would you call it, awakening, or?
It felt more like love returned back to its naturalness.
Yes.
The sense of I was gone.
Yes.
Pamela was missing.
Yes.
It was a great relief.
How did it feel? So it was a relief.
Heavenly, because, I thought, it was life and circumstances and definitely other people that were causing the suffering. I didn't realize it was the role,
Yes.
the sense of being an individual, separate